What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Docs Daily. I'm joined here with Craig Trapp and Robert Ferringo. Talk some Friday action, small slate across the board. Well, NBA's got a big slate of games on. I mean, I got 3 hockey games, and one hell of a college football game last night to talk about. One that potentially has the same I think it's going to be a good game like last night. I worry that it's going to be a letdown after last night, but we're also going to talk some college basketball, maybe some games that you wouldn't think to bet for tomorrow that we're going to go over as well. We'll do that later in the show, and I just sprung that on both of them. They have no idea what the hell I'm talking about right now. So you're welcome as a viewer. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, drop in the comment section. You got questions about today's games? These two guys are the guys you want to ask. Also, drop a comment of what you're into, side, total, proper, otherwise. Anywhere you want to do it, drop a comment, be kind, rewind, kill them with kindness. That's the motto for 2026. Don't forget about new customers, free $60 account. If you haven't used this, head over to docsports.com/free60. There's a link in the description. You can just click the link, take it right over to the website, use that $60. You could split it up, get both of these guys plays for today or tomorrow or whatever you want to do for the weekend. Use that free 60. Links in the description of the video. Craig Trapp, Robert Ferringo, how we doing today, boys?
Not good. Craig effed up the system today, and we're a little late.
You all squared away?
Fingered the system.
No, I posted NBA and college. I posted everything in college basketball by accident today, and you would think this is simple to fix, but according to the tech people, it's the end of the world.
It is simple to fix, but that's another conversation for another time.
That's an off-air conversation.
We've got to involve Elon Musk to fix this. It's
great.
I'm like, I said with the
just give all your rated plays away here then.
I mean, just do it. Yeah.
Let's just say this. If you're on one of my subscriptions, you have my text number, just text me and I'll send it to you. And Or text the office, they'll take care of it. It's in the meantime, we're calling Elon Musk so that we can get the
nobody wants anything to do with that.
I could call my 13-year-old. He knows everything.
Listen, I did this 20 years on my own. I know how simple some things are and so how stupidly, not simple things that you think are simple are. So it's like, I'm just like, hey, do this.
King Bailey, welcome, new member coming in hot. He's got his eyes on
I like that. I do think this is the game they go down. They got the record, right, Robert? That's always the dangerous. It's like they get the record, and that's like the next game. Ooh. And first of all, the MAC is so tough too. Mm-hmm. Like I wish I would be able to go to this game because I think it's going to be a good one. I actually think there's a couple good MAC games today.
Kent State and Toledo are just two teams that are they're so wildly different at home versus on the road. Like Toledo is just one of the toughest places in the MAC to play. They just like the Rockets are on a different level when they play in their home gym. I don't think Toledo's very good this year. Like this is not a vintage Toledo team compared to what they've been packing the last 5, 6, 7 years. However, I just have so much respect for their home court advantage that I do kind of like them. I didn't use this play just because I'm not in the mood to,
get in front
of Miami of Ohio. Like they, sometimes the best bets are the ones you don't make.
Someone said it's like Wally Zerbiak is like, put the magic touch on him. He talked to the team or something. And that's, also like today, I think Akron plays. If you haven't seen
Bowling Green, I think it's a good matchup.
That's a good game.
I'm on Akron, so.
I like Akron in that one. OU doesn't play today, but for the MAC followers or people that want to follow the MAC, OU at home is pretty damn good. They beat I think what was it, UMass this past game.
They got a big game. They got a big game against Buffalo, but I'm so done with Ohio. They've won like 8 out of 9, but they haven't been covering numbers all year. I'm tired of waiting. I thought that they were going to be right under Akron as the second best team in the MAC this year. I did not see Miami of Ohio doing what they're doing. I'm just kind of sick of waiting for Ohio to turn on. They have a big game tomorrow against Buffalo. Buffalo's 13-2. They're playing pretty good basketball. This is a chance for Ohio to prove that they are the team that I thought they were. But again, they've been losers. I'm kind of waiting for them.
I'm kind of surprised by that Buffalo team. I'm not big in college basketball. Like I get overwhelmed by it. I've talked about this, but I follow the MAC. I feel like the MAC football, basketball, it's right up my alley, you know, for you guys that follow me or anyway. I did not see Ohio being that good.
Or Buffalo?
Yeah, or Buffalo being that good. I know they have a tough matchup against the Bobcats tomorrow.
They're not. Buffalo is not good. They played like the 345th ranked schedule in the country. Like some of the MAC teams, you know, they play other good mid-majors. They'll step up and play one or two teams from like the Big Ten or something like, you know, those paycheck games and just get slapped around. Like Buffalo didn't do any of that. Like they played nothing but bottom feeders. I don't even think they have a top 150 win yet this year. Ohio will be one of like the 2 or 3 best teams that they played yet. So they're 13-2, but you have to deep dive into some of these records to get the real idea of who these teams are.
Right. I want to hate on some of these teams like Miami because they have Travis Steele that was the coach at Xavier that got fired after like 1 year, 2 years. I want to hate on him because I hate Xavier so much. But then my daughter is like the final 3 school to go to Miami, Ohio. So it's like I'm like, dude, I don't know if you go there, I might have to like the basketball coach.
I got it. Yeah.
But also, what's it? It's Akron's coach, right? Is
John Groce? Yeah,
came from OU. He came from Illinois.
Yep.
Was Ohio State's assistant before he came to. So he's a like Midwest guy through and through. I actually like him a little more. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten another chance at another big job.
I am too. When Syracuse was, you know, post Boeheim, when they were kind of looking around, that was a name that I was kind of throwing out to some people to consider. He has high major experience, and he's just a good coach. You watch their team, like they run good sets. For me, that's like the number one thing that I can tell in coaching is like, what does their offense look like? Not in terms of making shots and this and that. Like, are they running good sets? Does it look different? Like, how are they out of timeouts? Does he have unique out of bounds plays? Like John Groce is a guy who's very well organized.
I would like to see him do a little better job with his assistants because I thought it was recruiting that hurt him at Illinois. And, you know, when you're in the Big Ten or in the MAC, you end up with a lot of the same players. You know what I mean? You're recruiting against the same players. And it's like, dude, you just got to beat out the other MAC schools. When you're in the freaking Big Ten, you got to beat out everybody. Like you're recruiting, like if you want to win at that level, you know, so he'll have to do a better job. Maybe he doesn't want it because once you get paid and you get bought out, you get all that money. So it's like, dude, I don't necessarily.
Who needs the pressure? Who needs the pressure? Who needs the intensity?
Decent big game. Kind of. I don't know. I'm probably going to watch some of this game. USC Minnesota tonight, Big Ten.
Who would have thought Minnesota would have a better record than USC? I did not see that coming. This is a grab your balls game, right? Because USC has not looked good in this road trip.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Raphael emailed or texted me this morning, and he's like, "Why is USC +4? Like, kind of what am I missing?
What am I missing? Yeah.
I mean, the thing about it is they're just not very good. Like I watched them out in Maui. I lost a big play with them in their first game. So I had high expectations for this USC team. I kind of like their talent. They didn't play well against Boise State, and they didn't look good. They ended up winning all 3 of those games and winning the Maui Invitational. There were some upsets, so they didn't face like the toughest test that they could have. That inflated their value right there. But like if you watch them play, they don't play good basketball. Like to the point that I was making before, it's a lot of one-on-one. It's a lot of kind of street ball type of stuff. Like Chaz Baker-Mazara, he's a great player, but their offense is now like solely revolved around him because Rodney Rice is out for the year. So like he's kind of a one-man show with a bunch of guys that like are all transfers that were all kind of thrown together. So they're just not playing good basketball. They got blown out by Michigan and Michigan State. Neither one of those games were competitive. They lost by like 30 in both of them. Minnesota's coming off that nice win over Iowa. They have a nice little home court advantage. I like Nico Medved. I'm not laying the points with Minnesota. I don't trust them that much. But USC is a team that we've talked about on Docs Daily the last couple of weeks. And I'm like, I'm selling USC just because you watch them play. It's not good basketball.
Well, when these road trips from the West Coast to the Midwest and they stay and they play like 3 teams, dude, I mean, they've been sitting in hotels having to deal with – and now, granted, there's going to be a lot of teams that lose to Michigan, Michigan State in this range because these are good, really good teams. But I watched some of this. It looked like they were uninterested and like to step up to the competition. And Minnesota is way more on their level. Like that is a positive. It's like Minnesota's didn't they almost beat Nebraska?
I forget who it was that they played tough, but like
they
I said,
beat Iowa. They beat
Indiana. I had them the other night against Iowa in that letdown spot. But no. They beat Indiana. Yeah, they beat Indiana at home. They beat Iowa at home. And to your point, this is USC's third straight road game to the Midwest. And I don't know. I don't know if they did say, like last week they had to play Michigan State on like Friday, Sunday, something like that. Yeah. And now they had to come back. So they actually probably stayed last weekend in Michigan, went home, then are flying back to Minnesota. Like that's a lot of travel. They either stayed a week in Minnesota, which is not fun for anyone, and they can't wait to get home, or they had to make 2 long trips back and forth. And how excited are they really?
Surely they stayed. I would hope
from Monday, since Monday though, they're going to stay 5 days in hotels.
Well, because a lot of times you use this as like a team building experience because they're out of school, so it wasn't like they were missing school.
I bet they flew back and forth because again, they flew into Michigan. That means they would have flown into Michigan or Ann Arbor last Thursday for a Friday game. That's keeping those kids from Thursday to the following Friday. That's an 8-day road trip. I doubt it. Either way, it's not a good situation for.
Well, I would hope they stayed.
Or they flew back and forth. It ain't good either way.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a 3.5 hour flight.
And don't assume these. I've heard some of these teams aren't necessarily just hotel people anymore. Some of them rent these mansions, or like they're and they basically use it as team bonding over breaks because like you're trying to listen. I played college basketball. When you are at break and they're the only one on campus for 2, 3, 4 weeks, it's fun the first week or two, and then you're like, oh, dude, like I see the same guys every day. Yeah. So either way, that's a good. There's another good one tonight. What's the other? It's early. It's a Big Ten matchup too, right?
There's a Big Ten.
UNLV, Colorado State.
That's the late game. I'm trying not to bet that game.
There's another good game, but no. Other than that, this is like the
UNLV is the one that like UNLV also did not play good last game. They were never in that one. I want to see. I want to see what they do in that.
Yeah, I don't think this number is a little short. I was expecting this number closer to 8.5, 9. So it's a little bit lower than I was expecting. I don't think Colorado State is as good. Same thing, is as good as they have been, but they just have that great home court advantage. They're playing at elevation. That's tough for a team like UNLV. I think that bothered them in Wyoming. That played into that blowout. But these are 2 mid-tier, mid-majors. I don't think either one of these teams is really threatening for the top of the Mountain West this year.
I thought Josh Pastner was a good hire for them. UNLV has had the revolving door of coaches. I think he would like to get to a place where he stays. I think he's at a point in his career where he's like, you know what, I got to build something. And now, is he good enough? That's, I guess, the question at this point.
No.
We've seen some highs and we've seen some lows. What's the middle? What's the middle of his
Well, I mean, when he was at Memphis, he tried to take over and stick with that kind of more freewheeling up-tempo style that Calipari had built. That just didn't seem like a natural fit. Then he goes to Georgia Tech, and they were almost unwatchable. They were like a clutch and grab. We want to play in the 50s, defense and rebounding type of team. So even Josh Pastner doesn't have an identity, I feel like, as a coach. He's at UNLV, they're playing with a top 30 pace. So they're a little bit more up and down, much more up and down than they were at Georgia Tech. So maybe that's him evolving, but they're not very good. They're 7-7. So they're playing up tempo. They're playing a different style. I just don't think Josh Pastner is a good head coach. I think that he would be a great assistant at a Kentucky or a Louisville or a Duke or something like that.
He proved that. Yeah, he proved.
You know what I mean? That's what I mean. There are guys that made 25-year coaching careers as assistants to top tier guys. I think that's what Josh Pastner should be. He's not a good fit at UNLV.
Well, the West Coast Conference is once again really good. So if you're in the middle of the road in the West Coast Conference, it's going to be a long year because, first of all, going on the road in that conference is it is a war. I don't care if you're going to Air Force.
The Mountain West or the West
Mountain West? Yeah, Mountain West. Yeah. If you go to Air Force, you go to these students, you're like, oh, well, they're not that good. They're good at home. You can lose every game. Fresno State, you just go down
Mountain West
through
is good basketball. I like watching Mountain West. best.
I mean, last year they got what, 3 teams in last year?
Yeah.
4?
Yep. 3.
Last year I think they got as many or more as the ACC, right?
ACC,
so it's like,
yeah.
I mean, that's the quality of that conference. Now, they haven't necessarily done great in the tournament, so it's like I've been banging the drum for them for like a decade, and then they've got all these extra teams in the tournament the last few years, and it's like, dude,
They
will
never
somebody
went. They never went. And you know what? They did get 4. They did get 4.
Somebody bang the drum, and then they go in there and they lose. It's like,
they
okay,
all
I gotta
lose.
quit. It's like, I need you to win at least one game. And they're getting higher seeds now too. So, but I think that today, Lenny, there's no NHL. It's really NBA, right?
3 NHL games, and I got 4 plays. There's a lot of NHL.
And they'd have to
we
think
got
about
a
the
few
playoffs.
people asking Indiana, Oregon. So
let's talk some college football instead of small market college basketball, because you guys will talk, Sisters of Liberty.
Yeah, we'll talk mid-major college basketball.
I let you. We'll talk more college basketball a little later in this show. We're going to talk Saturday college basketball, but thoughts twofold. Thoughts, what did you take away from last night in that Miami Ole Miss game? Hell of a game. And, just knee-jerk reaction, Indiana, Oregon. I mean, I don't – Indiana playing good ball, obviously, but –
I'll let you take this one, Craig.
Well, first of all, Lenny and I did a halftime show. Lenny said he had the over and Miami. And I for a little while, I'm like, they're going to score enough points. And then Miami pulls the miracle, so he gets the parlay. So congratulations, Lenny. I had the team total over last night. I didn't think that was going to hit home, especially once they missed that field goal. It banged it off the field goal, and the second one banged it off and went in. I thought that might be their night. After the second one, kissed off the thing and went in, I was like, dude, they might be their night. But that defense just was the one issue. Like, if it's kind of crazy. You hired the defensive coordinator, and now they couldn't stop anybody all year. Still couldn't stop anybody. So good job to Miami. I think I have a 6-unit side in this Oregon game, so I'm not going to talk about that. But I do think the first matchup was better than what the final score was, just because of turnovers. I mean, Oregon kind of shot themselves in the foot. So whoever wins the turnover battle in this one, I think it's that close a game. Whoever wins the turnover battle, I think I know who that is going to win this game.
Just typical for me. I said it yesterday when we were talking. I liked Miami. I didn't end up using Miami.
Oh,
was it? After they won their first game, I liked them against Ohio State. It was going to be my 7-unit play. And then maybe 20 minutes before we posted our picks, I backed it down to a 3-unit play. Of course, they win outright as a 9.5-point dog. And I said after the A&M game, I was like, I think they're going to win it. I'm going to ride them to the championship. Okay. And I didn't use them.
They've got the up lines, right? What are they against? I think they're going to be a 4 or 5 point, 6-point underdog, no matter which team wins the night. They're good to underdog at home, by the way.
And I'll take them again. I'll take them again there. But in this game tonight, look, I know that this isn't going to make me Mr. Popular in here. I know you guys came here for expertise and opinion, but I'm not betting this game. There's no value either way. Why would you bet against Indiana? Okay, let's just start there. Right. What they've done over the last 2 years, what they have done this year. You want to bet Oregon? Go for it, man. All Indiana has done is cash tickets for 2 straight years. They are obviously the best team in college football. There is no doubt about it. Maybe they won't be tonight. Maybe tonight's not their night. Okay, that game against Oregon, it's easy to yes, turnovers, this, that, and that. That was in Outson. They were at home. That's one of the toughest places in college football to play. Indiana went in there and they pretty much controlled that game. That wasn't a come from behind win type of thing, or even what we saw with Ohio State last year when, they had them and there was that controversial play at the end. No, Indiana controlled that game from start to finish. Why would it be any different now? Now I understand, tough to beat a really good team twice in one season. That number out there, the value is screaming Oregon. We've seen underdogs perform pretty well. It's just not a high value situation. You don't have to bet it just because it's on TV and just because it's a playoff game. So you guys want to make your picks in that, not you, Lenny and Craig. I'm talking you guys in the comment section. Go for it. I'm rooting for absolutely everyone. But if you want my expert advice, this is not a high value situation. This is an easy stay away game for me.
I'm going to play the hell out of it.
The only reason I didn't make this a 7-unit play instead of 6-unit play tonight is the one crazy thing is we do have what happened early in the year, and that greatly influences the line on this game. So it's like if they did play early in the year and the records were as they were, I'm guessing Indiana would be a 3-point favorite tonight. But because of they won, and you remember that first line was 6.5, right? I think it closed at 6.5.
Yeah.
So it's 11-point line difference, which is, you get 3 for home field. So that's the 6 right there. So there's an extra 5 points in there. So to me, that's the one that I was like, that one, you got to swallow it a little more. And to me, that's why I put it as a 16. I do think it's going to be another great game. Now, will it be 5 game changers? It's not going to have 5 lead changes in the fourth quarter, I don't think. But
how about don't miss field goals left and right from the last.
I really like Trinidad Chambliss too. Like that guy's good.
I hope he gets another year. I hope he gets another year of eligibility because I still think they get the Lacey, the running back.
I think he's a pro. I think he is a pro prospect. Like that guy can play in the NFL.
He's tall enough, right? What is he?
Well, he signed a 2.1? I think someone said 2.1 million for next year. So where would he have to get drafted in the NFL to make 2.1 million?
Oh, sure. Listen, I would love to see him come back to college and play like this for another full year and then go in the first round. But if he doesn't, if that isn't in the cards, I'm looking at this guy. I'm like, he's better. He's a better pro prospect than Carson Beck. Like I would take Trinidad Chambliss over Carson Beck.
Well, Carson Beck's like 25, right? And that he's literally played 7 years. This is his 7th year. So it's so you figure he's 24, 25. So like that'd be the knock on him. I will say this.
That stuff doesn't scare me though. I don't want a 21-year-old NFL quarterback to be.
Right. Well, I don't know. I don't want. It's not like 25 on the opposite end.
But it's not like the NBA, right? Where that 4 years makes a massive difference in a guy's career. Like a 22-year-old quarterback versus a 24, 25-year-old doesn't make that big a difference. You know what I mean? Like you're getting that second contract, and then after that, you're gone anyway.
So if he has to come out, if he has to, and he doesn't get that extra year of eligibility, where would you project him to be drafted? Because I still think he gets drafted.
I think so too.
3rd or 4th.
I think he's a 2nd or 3rd. Yeah. It all just depends on what happens in free agency. Right. Does somebody get bilked into Kirk Cousins as their starter next year? What do we do with Daniel Jones? Like there's several quarterbacks that are like Tua. Does somebody bite? He's done in Miami. Does somebody bite on Tua as their starter? So you can't say.
I don't know if Tua's done in Miami. The money might be like they might have to swallow 1 more year with Tua just for the money.
I think they have to just take one on the chin next year.
I 100% think that's what's going to happen. They got a new GM, new coach, and you're going to saddle them with this idiot at quarterback. Like, no, I think they're all about fresh start. Like,
they would like to, for sure. They'd like to. I just at some point, they also have Tyreek Hill's albatross of a contract as well, coming off an injury. So it's like dude, if you have to cut them both, you can't cut. You'd have to keep him because he's hurt, but you literally have to eat both their contracts then next year.
I think they would. Like we saw Denver do it. Like New Orleans.
John Harbaugh is going to be the coach
this year.
I'm guessing. Like they didn't fire McDaniel all of a sudden late. They looked like they were going to try to keep him, and then I'm guessing they do have
Daniel's already been spotted at Detroit Metro Airport. I'm just saying.
Listen. I know everybody's Harbaugh. I said it yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. Whoever gets Clint Kubiak wins the coaching carousel. Like he's the guy that you would want. I rank him number 1, and Robert Saleh I put number 2. I think that those are the 2 best candidates out there.
People are falling over Stefanski too. Like you imagine trying to get
Stefanski's Stefanski's perfectly fine. Like I understand he was in Cleveland, 2-time coach of the year, all that. He also quit this season. Like he was so checked out. Like once Shador came in as quarterback, like who is he? Like he won 7 games. Like I don't agree that he was the problem there, but I do agree with the owner saying like we had more talent than a team that won 7 games over the last 2 years. I agree with
that.
You had a top 5 defense this year, and like you couldn't turn that into more than like 4 wins. Like I don't know.
Mike McCarthy, I guess, is if he's the guy, I guess, for the Giants, if Harbaugh doesn't take that job, is what they're saying.
How can the Giants get worse?
And then the Falcons. The Falcons would it sounds like Stefanski would fit perfect there and be like, oh, well, let's try to underachieve with another guy.
Right.
Like I don't think Harbaugh's interested in that job, even though I think that job's a lot better job than Miami. I think at his age, he's probably looking at retirement and like, dude, there'd be a worse place to go. No tax.
Brother lives in Southern California. He lives in Miami.
His brother says, "Come west, young man." But there's other than taking the Raiders job.
Yeah, right.
Which I don't think the Raiders. You're going to have Mendoza most likely. You have Bowers. You have Crosby. So even if you don't like him, you could trade him. Like
you have Mark Davis.
Yeah, well, Tom Brady, I guess,
is in his bowl.
Ashton Jensen, too. Let's not.
Tom Brady is
we will have not for nothing, but we will have plenty of time for these discussions, like during the slow summer months. How about some NBA tonight? Did anything?
How about NBA?
We do have some good games. I was actually surprised at how much I liked in the NBA tonight.
Really? This game, card scares the shit out of me tonight.
I like it.
Talk to me about the NBA, Robert. What do you like?
Give me Toronto. It looks like Ingram and maybe Quickly aren't going to play, but I'll take Toronto. I think Boston's been playing over their heads. I like Philadelphia. Orlando is just when they have both the Wagners and Suggs, when they all get back, I think Orlando is one of the 3 best teams in the East. When they're at full strength and going full tilt, I really like that.
And Detroit would be number 1, I'm guessing. Who's number 2? Boston?
That's a good question. Maybe they're number 2 then. Then you're right. Maybe they're. I mean, the Knicks. Like you got to put the Knicks above
Boston.
Just like that. But I don't have a ton of confidence in the Knicks. They're another team that I think loses tonight going out to Phoenix.
No Josh Hart, right?
They're only 3-13 against the spread on the road. They are a completely different team. The Knicks are on the road. I've been betting against them relatively consistently since they won the NBA Cup. They're just not playing well. They're not playing well. They're a little banged up. Like they're kind of in the dog days.
They haven't won since Josh. They've only won once when Josh Hart is out, right? Like I mean, if you ever would have said Josh Hart was going to be the difference of that Knicks team winning and losing at this rate, I mean, yeah, obviously he's a very nice player, a good piece, but it's like, dude, he's a guy you should be able to replace with when you have OG and have Bridges. You have a lot of guys that are kind of his spot, but for whatever reason, he's the glue there.
I mean, the Clippers bounce back. Like, was that little 7-2 run for them? Was that just like a hiccup and they just suck? Or, are they getting better? If they are, they should rebound from that Knicks loss by just hammering the Nets. I mean, the Nets suck. I like the Kings tonight. They're catching 14. Kings are, I know. Whoa. Right? They're absolutely, I know. They're absolutely awful. That was probably my favorite NBA play tonight was the Kings. Golden State is 11-12 straight up since mid-November. Over the last 2 months in the last 23 games, they're 11-12 straight up. They are a 500 team. In those 23 games, they have won 3 games by more than 13 points. Okay,
I agree. They're not playing great basketball, but man, the Kings look like they're trying to lose.
I get it, but again, the Kings have actually won 6 out of 8 against the Warriors outright. They won the first meeting this year earlier in the season. Like they just played Golden State well. And again, do I think the Kings win tonight? No, I do not think the Kings win tonight. But do I think that Golden State just like trucks them and wins by 18 or 20 points? Like, no, they're going to win by like 8. They win by 9. You know what I mean? Like 121 to 112. And something like that. But this isn't the Warriors team that just goes out and just lights people up by 18, 22, 24 points. They're just not. Like,
it's really more about the Kings, though. Like when you play the Kings, it's like, dude, what do they have Russell Westbrook for?
It's the NBA, dude. But that's the point. It's the NBA. Like these are the games that you have to bet. I like the Wizards tonight. I like the Wizards.
Is Trey?
Yeah, right. You gotta get grimy in the NBA sometimes.
Yeah, yes.
That you're like,
why are the Pelicans favored?
Is Trey playing tonight?
No, his quad is legit hurt. Like people were like, oh, they just weren't playing him because they knew they were going to trade him. Like, no, he has been dealing with that injury for a while, so he is not playing. But I mean, as much as I like CJ McCollum, like, is losing him that big a difference to Washington? Like Washington is 5-3 and they're straight up in their last 8 games. They have at least won a game in 2026. New Orleans has lost 9 straight games. I don't think any of those losses have been by less than 7 points. Like, talk about a team that's just mailing it in. Like, they're awful. Like, why are they favored over anyone? They should not be favored on the road over any team in the NBA. Not Indiana, not Brooklyn, not anyone. Like,
New Orleans should be – they play like AAU basketball. It's like, let me get mine, and if we win, great. But I'm getting my points or rebounds or assists. It's like it's literally watching AAU basketball.
NBA needs relegation, man. The NBA needs relegation, period. Period. The team with the worst record gets relegated to the G League. All those players' contracts get freed up. If the team coming up from the G League wants to get any of those players, then they could pay the team kind of like they do in soccer. They could pay the team that holds their contracts. But, dude, you add relegation to the NBA, and it's a completely different sport.
I like it in the MLB, too.
Agreed.
I'm a fan, and I was not.
It'd be a lot harder in the NBA.
Guys,
I think it'd be harder in baseball. I think
it'd be harder. I meant baseball. Is what
yeah.
There's just so many players.
Infrastructure is the real problem. Is the stadiums and packing the seats because it's all about dollar bills. And
you think that Washington game is going to be packed tonight? How many people are going to? How many people are buying tickets to the Pelicans Wizards? But I'm saying if a G League,
they might show up because they think Trey's playing, and they get there and they're like, "Oh fuck, he's not playing."
There will not be more than 800 people in that arena.
Oh, there'll be more than that. But there'll be a lot more than that because people. If you go to NBA, I went to bad NBA games back in the Cleveland days when they sucked, and I think it was Kyrie's first or second year.
There would still be people.
And, dude, there were still 10,000 people at the game because they make you buy season tickets, like the seat licenses, and they lock you in. But I will say this tonight. Atlanta, I think obviously they were way better without him this year. But I think the last week, everybody knew that that's always was going. And it was awkward for everybody. Coaches, players, GM. Now that he's gone, I kind of like him tonight. I kind of think. And to be honest, Trae Young is not as bad as what people, I think, are.
Yes, he is.
Portraying him to be. I think he has. I think they kind of gaslighted him a little bit where they kind of made him that bad as far as Atlanta by just bowing down to letting him play every way of basketball. Now, will Washington do the same thing? Maybe. Yeah. He could be a good point guard.
Yeah, I mean, what does Washington scream that they've turned anything around or a corner or anything?
They've actually played better than what their record suggests, I think, this year. I've watched them.
Yeah, like Alex Sarr is a legit piece. Like, now that you have Trae Young, now he can kind of do his thing with these younger athletic players around him. Like, they're not going to be any good, but I think he raises their floor a little bit. And like I said, they've won 5 out of their last 8 games. They've been competitive. They'll go out and get blown out by 28 one night, but then they'll come back and beat somebody that they shouldn't the next. Like, they've been more competitive.
Them and Brooklyn both have played the first
playing hard
15 games of the year. Brooklyn and Washington, I was like, oh my God, they might set some all-time roster. I mean, it was ugly. Then they kind of like figured it out a little bit, I think, and they got healthy.
The NBA is a game of runs. We say this all the time. It's just a game of runs. It's very similar to hockey. It's a long season. You go on a 5-7 game win streak or something like that. King Bailey, to answer your question, yes, we do all kinds of baseball stuff. I don't know how much spring training free pick stuff, but
if you got to bet spring training. Oh my goodness! I hope you're going to the game if you're betting because that would be the only way I would bet spring training. Is like, hey, I'm at the game. I want to have fun instead of doing a scratch off ticket today. I feel like I can have a better pick
during baseball season. Though we cover every baseball game every day.
Hey, by the way, one last thing about the Atlanta-Denver game. A lot of focus on Atlanta, obviously, but what are we making of Denver right now? Like, they just finished up that long road trip. They beat Philadelphia as a double-digit underdog. They beat Boston as a double-digit underdog, basically with their backups. They may be missing their starting 5 again tonight. Like
the Philly, they did not. The top 6 players in the Philly game did not play. They actually played against Boston. I'm guessing back home that these guys will play again. But I always said after a long road trip, more than 4 games, you come home, and if they're favored, you almost always bet against them. It's a great spot.
But they're underdogs. But that's the thing. I would have 100%. But they're home under like weird line in that game.
I'm treating them like they're the favorite. Like because it's Denver. It's like Joker is the obviously he's not there, so you're going to have to You're not going to get that value on the other team because Joker's not there. If they can just go 500 between now and he comes back, they're going to be dangerous because now you get those extra guys all this confidence. Like, hey, we can win without Joker. That team could be dangerous. I didn't think this could happen, by the way.
I think Atlanta better get this one too because, like you said, they make the trade, they shake up the locker room, they add McCollum, and then they hit a West Coast trip. Like they got to play Golden State after this. They got to play the Lakers after this.
They can't afford.
They got to go to Portland. Like that's not an easy. Even as banged up as Portland is, like if Portland ever gets healthy, they might be something out in the West. But that's just never an easy trip. So really, really interesting time with Atlanta. I don't know how much I'm going to bet on or against them on this road trip, but I'm very, very much going to be paying attention to their results.
I mean, they hit on Alexander Walker, right? That's been the key for the Hawks is they got the free agency right. Alexander Walker was not doing what he did here in Minnesota. He was a nice player, but he wasn't putting up 19 points a game there, and he had a lot of opportunities because Mike Conley was hurt a lot. So that hit a lot. Now, is that like, can he do that for the full season? That is way above. They say you play to the back of your baseball cards. That's way above the back of his baseball cards. I'm rooting for him because people that don't know he's the cousin, right, of Shea. So it's like, you imagine being the cousin of Shea and you're in the NBA. It's like, dude, you better be balling out.
Well, I mean, that has been part of it. The other part has just been Jalen Johnson. Like you just watching his maturation over the last 3 years, they knew this was coming, and now he's here. Like he's going to be an all-star. Like he can do everything. And they're a different team when Porzingis is in there. Now, Porzingis is never in there. He's never healthy. Like anybody waiting for Porzingis to stay healthy for a stretch, like it's never going to happen. I don't know how to tell you this.
But that trade was just for money, right? They were just buying an expiring contract. Like he's gone after this year. So they were like, hey, we'll take this for you, Boston, so you can get under the apron. But
yes, and they could still potentially bring him back. That's also why they traded Trae Young for McCollum and Kispert. People are like, oh, wasn't he worth more than that? Like Atlanta's set up really well. They'll have all 5 starters and 2 of their top bench players under contract next year, and they're going to have like $61 million of cap space, and they get New Orleans's unprotected number 1 or first round draft pick, which is going to be like a top 3 or 4 pick in a draft, which if you're watching college basketball, this freshman class is loaded. So like they are going to add an instant impact guy, and they could go out and sign a max contract guy. Like Atlanta really is set up very, very well for the next few years because they finally got rid of Trae Young, who's a massive loser.
Yeah, I don't know who like the big free agent this year is going to be. Or if they want to go to Atlanta, that's always the, like it's not that Atlanta's bad. It's just like it's not a tax-free state. It's not like Florida or
money money you get like with
you get the same money either way you go. Like they're a max player going to get max no matter where it goes. It's like, do you want to be there? Unless you're like James Harden and love strip clubs, which Atlanta's greatest strip clubs. But like what else you get? So, but you could trade too. There could be a sign and trade or just a straight trade. They do have tons of assets and lots of money. There's teams that are trying to get below.
Maybe they go get Giannis. You know what I mean? Like
Giannis just said he doesn't want to be traded. I think Milwaukee's like, thank God. He said never going to.
Milwaukee's going to try and build around him again.
When they get bounced in the play-in game.
I actually thought Trae Young might go there, to be very honest, because I'm like, dude, they're grasping at straws to keep him, and they need a guard. They need a lead guard. And I was like, obviously maybe Giannis didn't want him. I don't know. Trae Young's like, I want to go to Washington. That's when we knew Trae Young is like, dude, I'll go anywhere. Give me Washington.
Yeah. All right, Lenny, you said you had something teed up for us.
Yes, college basketball. Real quick, answer Scott's question. Be careful in the NHL tonight. When it looks so easy like this, just be careful. I'm just saying. It looks easy for a reason. But I do like
the Blackhawks there, though.
I do like the Blackhawks. I do like I
like all 3 underdogs tonight. Is that crazy?
Tonight? No, don't like all dogs. Kings tonight.
I like
the Winnipeg Jets are broken. And the Edmonton Oilers last night snatched their soul. They were up 3-1
early, right?
10-game losing streak. We're up 3-1 after the first period. Edmonton comes back, beats their ass 4-3. I had Edmonton in regulation. The Winnipeg Jets' soul got snatched last night from the Oilers. I'm telling you. and the Kings are perfect coming down and whoop that ass. I like the Kings in regulation.
Whoop that ass, he said. Whoop that ass.
I do. So that
Could be a solid draw situation there, Lenny. Could be like the Kings don't score a ton.
I know, but the Jets are so broken.
A nice little draw.
They are so they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're like 10 game 1, 3,
11. They've lost 11
games in a row. I can't even expect them to get a draw. I can't get them to fight anything. But anyways, I got some college basketball for tomorrow to talk about. This is Saturday college basketball. Here's how this is going to work. Let me tee this up properly. Saturday college basketball, okay? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk 10 underrated games that aren't ranked. I'm going to go back and forth, give each of these guys a game. They're going to break it down for you, give you a breakdown in it, 10, maybe 60 seconds or less. We're going to start with Craig Trapp. Craig,
but first of all, they're projected lines. So Robert's going to project
yes.
Robert's going to give us what he thinks the line's going to be.
Lines, kind of going to go that route. I'm going to go back and forth, kind of, a quick pace thing here. We're trying this out, folks. So if you don't like it, drop in the comment section what you would like. Hit the like button. Be nice. Kill them with kindness. Let's get after this. Craig Trapp, Utah State, Boise State. I got Boise +2 here. We're all over the place on times, but Craig Trapp, what are your thoughts on that game?
I mean, I think Boise's better than the 9-6 record suggests, and they're at home. I'm waiting for Boise to kind of get a big signature win. They've had a lot of chances this year. This Utah State team's good, but I would lean towards Boise in this matchup. I do think Boise can get this one, and at home. We just talked about it earlier in the show. This conference is a absolute gauntlet. Like, you think SEC's tough on the road? Yes, it is, but it's just as tough out west here. Give me Boise in a small lean in this one.
There you go. Robert, I'm giving you South Florida at Tulsa. Tulsa -6. Thoughts?
Yeah, Tulsa has been a huge surprise this year. They have been cashing tickets and just blowing people out. Eric Conkle, he was at Louisiana Tech before this. He's got it going there with this Tulsa group. I kind of like them a little bit. However, I think the books are starting to catch up to them. I think that this is a few too many points. South Florida was able to win at North Texas earlier this year. They also played a really good non-conference road schedule. Like, they went to Oklahoma State, they went to George Washington, they played VCU, they played Colorado State. So they've played some good teams. I expect this to be a competitive game. I actually would take the points with South Florida.
Nice. I like that. Craig Trapp, Liberty, Sam Houston. Tough game, coin flip game. I got Sam Houston -1.
It's you get the points because of that home. Liberty's been really good, 12-3 on the year. I think I would take Liberty in this matchup. I'm interested to see. We saw Sam Houston. If you watch college football, like, they were on TV, it felt like every game the first 5 weeks. And then it's like they were winless, and all of a sudden they had 2 big wins. It's like this program is trying. I like when teams do this. They enter Division I and they challenge themselves. I think in this matchup, though, you take Liberty. I think Liberty's good enough to go on the road here. They had a win last time out. I think it was Louisiana Tech. They won like double digits as a smaller 3, 4, 5-point favorite. If they perform like that, if they play to that, I think they win this game. So let's take Liberty minus the points.
I like that. Belmont, Drake, Robert Ferringo. Drake's getting 7 points. I don't know if that's enough.
It's so the Missouri Valley, just like we talked about with the Mountain West, the Missouri Valley is another one of those conferences where home court just means everything. Okay.
Right.
But you're right. This Drake team is bad. Okay. They hit gold back to back with Ben McCollum and Darian DeVries. Okay. That's Drake's last 2 coaches. DeVries is at Indiana now. McCollum's at Iowa now. They're just not as good. Like, you're not going to hit that 3rd straight head coach. And this is very much a transition year for Drake. They just lost by 27 points at Bradley. They've lost at home to teams like Illinois State, North Dakota State, SIU, Edwardsville. You got to lay it with Belmont. But if it gets over 7, just stay away. You got to respect the Missouri Valley home court advantage a little bit.
VCU, George Mason, Craig Trapp. Another coin flip game for you. -1, say George Mason way. Big rivalry game. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, these teams are like the two teams from this conference that, you remember way back in the day. They both made big runs in the tournament, put themselves on the map. Since then, VCU has been relevant more than George Mason. I would say that. But VCU, it's like, you want to go get a head coaching job at a big school, you go to VCU because every time you go to VCU, you do win. I do think these are both good teams. I don't think George Mason's as good as the 15-1 record suggests, but I do think at home they get it done today. But this is one of those teams when they go on the road, I'm going to be trying to beat them because they're going to be favorites. Their one loss in the year was to a decent Virginia Tech team. So I do think George Mason gets it done. This is a fun game to watch. I don't know if you should be betting this game. I don't think there's a huge edge one way or the other in this one.
Northern Iowa and Bradley. Bradley -2. I think this is a toss coin flip kind of game. What are your thoughts, Robert Ferringo?
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really good game. This is two of the better programs, two of the better coaches in the Missouri Valley. If you haven't seen Bradley play yet, they got a little point guard, Jaquan Johnson. He's built like a fire hydrant. He's tough. Is
that a positive or a negative? I don't know.
Positive, man. Like Marcus Smart is kind of built like that, right?
Yeah.
Like he's short but strong. Like guys just kind of bounce off him. He's just tough to get the ball from. He's tough to get around. Like he uses his body really well. But I actually like Northern Iowa in this game. I would take the points. This looks like a vintage Ben Jacobson team where he goes 8 or 9 deep. He's got a lot of experience. He brought back several starters from last year. Like they're coming off a loss. Northern Iowa lost their last game by double digits, so they're going to be a little bit angry. I think I just trust them and their depth a little bit more than I do Bradley's home court advantage. It's going to be a really fun game, though.
Loyola Marymount, Santa Clara -9 for Santa Clara. I don't know if that's enough for me to swing the other way. What are your thoughts, Greg Trapp?
I mean, Santa Clara, I watched them early in the year, and I'm going to be honest. When you watch a team, I sometimes don't like watching games early in the season because you can get a team plays really well. They beat Xavier at Xavier, and it was never close. Mm-hmm. And so you instantly think this team's going to be good. I'm going to watch out for them. And then you kind of just instantly in your head, you kind of over-evaluate or overvalue what you saw. And it's like, dude, I wish I hadn't seen that game. Now, saying that, Loyola Marymount on the road, I think that's going to be the tough spot. But every time I play Santa Clara lately, they did cover. I did say they would cover against Gonzaga. They did get it done. You lose to Gonzaga by 12. That's something. But the next game after you play Gonzaga or St. Mary's, I always like to fade them. So fade teams. So I'm going to play Loyola Marymount here. Maybe I'll be on the right side of fading Santa Clara.
Maybe this time.
Yeah, maybe.
That's fair. I got Middle Tennessee here. Where'd it go? Middle Tennessee, New Mexico State. Middle Tennessee getting 2 points here. These basket.
This is not going to be a fun game to watch. So don't watch this game. Like both of these coaches, Nick McDevitt from Middle Tennessee, Jason Hooten from New Mexico State. You remember he was at Sam Houston State before that. Both very much defensive guys. Like this one is going to be a grinder. New Mexico State has actually lost 5 of their last 7 games, but they also have beaten New Mexico and UC Irvine. So I kind of don't know what to make of this New Mexico State team. So I would take the under. I don't have a projection in front of me over what that's probably somewhere in the 140s. Feels like that's kind of a standard line there. But I'm going to back the defensive chops of both of these coaches. I'd say take the under in that one.
Last one I got for you, Craig Trepp. We talked about this earlier in the MAC. Buffalo, Ohio. Ohio -3.5 tomorrow. Robert has opinions on this game. He's talked about earlier. What are your thoughts on this game?
Home teams in the MAC, man. I'm telling you, it's for real. And anytime a team is like, you see the raw records and they kind of stand out next to each other. A lot of people are like, 16-2 or 13-2. Oh, that team's an underdog. I'm just going to play them. Dude, they're underdog for a reason because it's tough to win on the road in college basketball. I'm going to take Ohio. I would try to wait till game time because Ohio is one of those teams. They've won a last second shot 2 games ago. They were up big against UMass at half, let them come all the way back. So they haven't they haven't been great at covering, but they have won games outright. So
tell me
it's
tell me more.
I like Ohio to win. It sounds crazy, but 2.5, 3.5 scares me because they're finding ways to just win by 1 or 2 points per game. So
I think we have to talk about this game. It's 11:59 Eastern time tip-off. UC Irvine at Hawaii. Hawaii -6. Last game on the board for college basketball.
Get out.
If you're
Get out,
this
game.
game. You're chasing, Robert. What are you doing here?
I would take the underdog in this game. I think Hawaii is a little overrated. I do think this number is going to be around 5 or 6. I think that's given them a little too much credit just for their home court advantage, basically. UC Irvine is 4-0 in Big West play. 3 of those wins have come by double digits. They've dominated this series. They're 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 against Hawaii. They're 8-1 in their last 9 games. They've covered the spread in 6 of them. Irvine's playing really well. So I would take the points in that one. However, let me say this. If that number starts to go up, okay, if Hawaii opens at like -5.5 and it starts to go up towards 7, run away. Run away. That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign because I like Irvine as the side, but if there's sneaky money coming in on Hawaii, just run away.
Fair enough. There's your 10 that college basketball plays for Saturday. Underrated plays, 10 minutes or less. I thought that was good. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. Use that free $60 account. You can get on both these guys' premium picks at the website. Click the link in the description of the video, docsports.com/free60. Use that 60 on anybody's picks. Like I said, these 2 guys' premium picks that they have over at the website, that are higher rated plays, like 6, 7, 8 unit plays, bigger rated plays across the board. Don't forget about members. You want to become a YouTube member? Links in the description of the video. You can do that for as little as $4.99 a month. $5. We supply winners. You get your own members only jacket. That's the deal we have. We're here Monday through Friday. Docs Daily is 1 o'clock Eastern. Saturday, I will be live with Nolan Patrick, Strike Point Sports, 11 a.m. Saturday. We're going to go over college basketball, some NFL. We'll talk about who won this college football game tonight. Other than that, we'll see you guys next week. Good luck, unless you're against us. Take care, folks.